Alright, so my people, how you all doing? Hope you all are doing great. Alright, so as we were here wailing, right, and crying and calling on the president of the country, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to call back FUBARA to sit. Guys, guess what? FUBARA is found. We see FUBARA. Oh, you can see his picture here now, the two of them. FUBARA, Governor FUBARA, right, and the president Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they are found together in London as Governor FUBARA, that is on suspension, went to see the president Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, if you guys could recall, some days ago, some weeks ago, Wike, that is alleged that he is the one that appointed FUBARA as the governor of Rivers State. Wike advised after the suspension that who is Governor FUBARA speaking to? Who is he talking to? Meaning, like, Governor FUBARA knows the right thing to do if he wants the suspension to be lifted up. Obviously, from this now we could tell that, okay, Governor FUBARA has listened to the person that is acclaimed that appointed him to be the governor of Rivers State. He has listened to him by going to meet the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in London. He couldn't wait for the president of the state to come back to the country, right? He couldn't wait. He went and meet him. So guys, let's listen to the people of the Arise as the react. Let's listen to the reactions, and I will be right back.
That President Bola Tinubu met with the suspended Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara in London last week. Tinubu had left Abuja for Paris, of course we know this, on April 2nd for a 2-week working visit before briefly stopping in London. Of course we know he has returned. And in the course of this meeting, this London meeting was reportedly at Fubara's request as he seeks a return to office. Sources say the governor expressed willingness to make compromises to end the political crisis in Rivers. Insiders also say talks are ongoing with the possibility that Fubara's suspension could be lifted before the 6-month deadline. Well, I think this will answer a lot of questions if that suspension is indeed lifted. The questions as to appointment of sole administrators in local government areas, conversations as to the legality or illegality of the state of emergency in the first place. But FUBARA has also come out to say that, to express his support and belief in the president and make it very clear that he wants everyone to continue to support the Renewed Hope agenda. So I would say this is possibly that phrase that came into play at the beginning of the situation of stooping to conquer. It looks like that's what the suspended governor is trying to do. Vimba, you're looking at me with a lot of eyes. I feel like there's a lot of thoughts there.
You will kiss the ring whether you like it or not. But no, on a serious note, this is not democratic process. This is not democratic process. Democracy is about institutions, and it's about institutionalized processes that ensure that there are checks and balances. There are rules and there are ways for things to be done. Now, state of emergency in and itself, as much as it can be at the request of the president, is a process that then goes through the National Assembly. We saw it go through that process. My question is, are you not supposed to go and appeal to the National Assembly, because that's the body that legitimizes the state of emergency? When we now put all of that power in one individual, that we now go and it's not even the individual I'm blaming, it's the people around him who are giving him that much power by feeling they need to go and start begging for what is rightfully written out in the Constitution to happen, then we have a problem. So I know sometimes we like to put the responsibility on the individual, on the president himself, but no. What about the sycophants who play into the script? They are endorsing this type of this type of system of government. Do they have a choice? Absolutely. That's why it's called opposition. That's why you're in opposition, because you're there to scream and shout and do what you must. The NIMET people who are protesting, it's not because they're mad. It's because they know that they have rights, and they want to reinforce and ensure the world knows that their rights are being infringed upon. Now, Governor FUBARA, suspended governor, we've seen some are crossing the floor. The rumors are rife that, he's probably going to follow suit as well so that he can settle himself. So it's all just self-serving. And it's very unfortunate, because in all of this, you now see an administrator. I almost have to go to the Oxford Dictionary to find out what is the definition of administrator. Because an administrator, I don't think is somebody who's supposed to be doing quasi-political engagements with organizations like CAN. Yes, he was there to stabilize the state. But all these other engagements that are now happening have very political undertones to them. So the question is, what are the conditions in Rivers State that have made Siminalayi Fubara realize that the only way out for him is to fly to London and kiss the ring so that he can secure his political future?
As for Governor FUBARA going to London to see the president, well, again, he's a politician. The president is a politician, and he is in the eye of the storm. He will look for help wherever he can get it. Before now, when Minister Wike had the media parley, he said, who is FUBARA talking to? That he has not talked to anybody. Who is talking to who? So this may be, taking advice from the man who made him governor, as it is claimed, and then going to see the president to further explain his situation. What I suspect may well happen. Don't be surprised when this, controversial state of emergency is lifted, when eventually the president so decides that, the song that will come out of FUBARA's mouth is on your man, the tweet stand. Isn't that how they sing it? And it will just dissolve into the All Progressives Congress and say, oh, I'm so grateful. I've decided to go to APC so that I can have peace. And that is what, is very disturbing about this environment. That anybody that does not support the center and the ruling party,
But no matter what side of this argument you are on, I think that if you look at this objectively, I think many people can see that FUBARA has been treated unfairly.
Yes.
I think so. And I think that if we're looking at mature ways to bring this impasse to a close, one of the routes would be to have an open dialogue with the president. And as Dr. Bati said, there's really nothing wrong. I know you're talking about but yes, but just to apply it to FUBARA, there's also nothing wrong with him having a conversation with the president. If he sought to seek an audience with the president and was granted, I think there is a lot of value in having a conversation with the person who has instituted this current state of affairs. As always, I would have liked to hear what they talked about. It would have been nice to know what they said, what was agreed. Yeah, always great to be a fly on the wall in rooms like that. But let's just see. I think that many people, if you are in the business, if you are someone who appreciates and loves democracy, you will agree that how FUBARA has been treated is not correct. He has secured a mandate, and I do think that if there is any appetite at all for this state of emergency to be lifted, for him to return to his elected position, that should happen sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see what the results of this meeting, juxtaposing that with Nyesom Wike's media parley and the statements he made, to see what the result will be at the end of the day.
Alright, so well, thank you guys so much for watching up until this moment. Please do let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Do you think what Governor FUBARA did by going to meet the president in London, do you think it was a mature way of reconciliation, or it's more of like, oh, well, let me kiss the ring so that peace should reign, according to Vimvai's voice? According to Vimbai said Governor FUBARA had to go and kiss the ring. So let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think it is a mature way? Do you think he did the right thing? But if you take a look at it, according to Vimbai, right, you will know that democratically it is not right. It's just more of like, oh, the president, I'll have to pass through the president, when there are other rightful sources you have to pass through, which is the National Assembly. But he had to go and meet the president directly. That is to show you that this whole politics of a thing, it is not pure. You can't do politics with a pure hands. With the way I'm seeing it, it's going to be difficult and hard. But anyways, do also like this video and subscribe to this channel if you're yet to subscribe, so that you will continue getting content about the trending happenings in the country. Yeah, all right, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye for now.